And now you listen to me. What happened in this country on August of 29th? About 2 months ago, right? August 29th. I was going to the US. I had to cancel it and come back to Ghana because a ruling was going to be made. You listen. The great news of the 29th of August, after 8 months of that grueling trial, was the judgment in favor of the respondents. Great. But the greater news, in my opinion, was how President Mahama and his supporters, and Nana Akufo-Addo and his supporters comported themselves during the proceedings and after the ruling. We must respect both sides for such statesmanly conduct. I said the great news was the ruling. The greater one was how the two conducted themselves. Do you want to know the greatest news? The greatest news? Yeah, there was something greater than those two. The greatest news, fellow countrymen, was the manner in which the presiding judge, Justice William Atuluba, conducted the entire proceedings, most especially when he asserted the authority of the judiciary over offensive characters who have always thought that they could run roughshod over this country. People who have shown nothing but absolute disrespect and persistently keep insulting the intelligence and wisdom of the people of this country. He reined them in. Listen, Justice Atukuba laid before this country the integrity of sacred values and the integrity of his own personal lifestyle. When somebody was suggesting, on account of this work you're doing, shouldn't you be riding a car with bodyguards? And he said, what for? I've been walking all these years. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the man I wish to celebrate today with. I want the country to hear me. This is the man I want to celebrate today with. There is no doubt that there are many judges of similar character who deserve our respect. There are also judges of questionable integrity. If the judiciary does not utilize the current political climate in our nation's history to continue to free itself of the political controls that have existed in the past, a fine opportunity would have been lost. They know what's been going on. They know the atmosphere they're enjoying now. Will they utilize it to free themselves? Ladies and gentlemen, just when this country appeared to be at the brink of anarchy, are you coming back, Chief? He has to come back. Ladies and gentlemen, just when this country appeared to be at the brink of anarchy, the tension that was created, the distortions using the media about what was going on during the trial, and the massive tension that it was creating, it was almost as if we were coming close to some explosion. The Supreme Court, under the able leadership of Her Lordship, the Chief Justice, and the resolve of this chairman of the panel hearing the MPP election petition, Justice Atuguba, order and sanity were restored. Reckless talk was replaced with cowardly silence. Logic and humility then prevailed. As if to say, they're raping this country enough of our resources. And as if that injury was not bad enough, they have to go to the extent of now wanting to also insult our judicial consciousness. No, I have to go back and fix them. Mr. Chairman, at the heart, Chico Kakra. Mr. President, are you with me? Fellow countrymen and women, Ghana needs strong men and women of integrity in all sectors of its society if we are to successfully combat corruption and indiscipline. The great Justice Atuguba's brand of leadership on the bench helped to restore some of the image the judiciary had lost over the years. His ability to stamp his authority and expose the indiscipline that some of the parties in the case were exhibiting served as a greater compliment to all the peace initiatives that we all lent a hand to. Right? We saw it. Just those few words of his, stern words, appropriately spoken, did so much that this country needed to sit up. And of course, the power to sentence. The dedication and integrity of Justice Atuguba is the kind of ideal that June 4th and December 31st stood for. Yes! It is unfortunate that rather than celebrate and discuss this man's forthrightness and sense of discipline, media commentators and contributors and their controllers, so steeped in their petty political mindedness, could not bring themselves to see or recognize a role model, a germ of a man. This is sinful. When you see such purity, such beauty, and you cannot recognize it, something is wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, for me, Justice Atuguba is the man of the last decade. He is, to me, the man of the last decade. And this has nothing to do with the direction of his vote at the end of the court proceedings. It has nothing to do with the judgment in favor of the NDC. My respect for him has to do with his fearlessness and capacity to confront the obvious without inhibitions. He dealt with the weaknesses that both the major parties and most of the other parties suffer from. Yes, he didn't favor any one of them. Because there is a bottom line that a society must maintain, that you must not cross. We've crossed it over and over. We have the money, we have the media, and we use it to destroy values, human sensitivity. Ladies and gentlemen, the search for a positive ideal as exhibited by Justice Atuguba, a true citizen of this land, is what academic pursuit is all about. At the end of the day, if you do possess the requisite qualification, and you cannot serve humanity if you lack a high sense of idealism and sound moral values like truth and justice, then we have a problem. All your academic brain and laurels, if it is not driven through the purity and the engine of a sense of idealism, through discipline and integrity, I'm sorry, you will become a liability. We need, and we are there, you are there. But somehow we are allowing only a handful of characters from time immemorial who recycle themselves and come back again and come back again and are just, harassing our lives. The journey for an independent, incorruptible judiciary has only just begun. We know and hear of massive corruption also in the judiciary, in lower courts and in commercial courts. Millions of dollars are lost each year due to dubious judgment debts. Cases are settled, many times with influence of bribes. Sometimes national security is compromised by corrupt court rulings. Sometimes crooks can even cause illegal detention of foreign sovereign assets because some judge gave restraining orders. I entreat the Chief Justice and the entire judiciary to reflect soberly on these developments and vindicate the judiciary. Build on your newly established credibility and independence by engaging in a thorough house cleaning exercise to purge the judiciary of real and perceived corruption. I can help you with this exercise because I'm qualified and experienced in house cleaning. I don't think they'll accept me. Hello, do you speak Twi? That's how about. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me finish it up. If the poor citizens of this country are to trust that the justice system is for them, and to have faith and trust, and by extension in government, then this justice must not be for sale to the highest bidder in bribes and corrupt practices. Mr. Chairman, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, as Ghana moves through this difficult transition to the age of sustainable and equitable development, how many of us in this room will be counted as part of the inspirational leadership that influenced this journey, and how many of us, on the other hand, will be counted as the hidden or disguised enemies of the people.